In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. I was raised as a Roman Catholic, but coming to Ireland, I soon realized that this was a different strain of Catholicism. I found it quite demonic. I found it quite disturbing. Whenever you're driving through the estates, you can find these grottos of statues, and so I soon realized there would be a different kind of religious background than what I was expecting.
In the town where I lived and in the surrounding area, I was the only Protestant child, and my family were the only Protestant family.
It was out of control from the start. Right? So when I started smoking heroin, all my friends were smoking it well before I was. And I was always saying, I would never touch heroin, I don't want it, and don't want anything to do with it. And then one day I was just hyperactive and I said, give me that, I will try it. And I smoked it then every day for a month. And then I decided, right, this is not for me, I don't want it. And I tried to stop, but I couldn't. It was after getting a hold of me and I couldn't stop.
In my young years, we were persecuted. We were called names, we were, I was a loner because my neighbours' children weren't allowed to play with me.
You just realize there are so many people who don't know Jesus here. It was started about nearly 20 years ago, 25 years ago, by a couple who had no gospel experience. They read their Bibles and they realized it was different, and they asked the Lord to save them. And then they started looking for churches. They got involved with a church in Limerick, and for 20 years they were held together as a prayer group. There have been people who come to preach and help, but no one really stayed to pastor and shepherd the flock. And so in 2021, we spoke to one another. They approached me, I approached them, and we chatted a bit, and I started coming to preach here for them. And in May 2021, they asked me to be their pastor.
Shaun is like a cup, like this empty vessel that God has been pouring the water into the vessel. And he keeps on pouring this water, and eventually the cup has been filled, and now it's overflowing. So the overflowingness of it is God's love for him, and God's love and his word and everything is coming out of him. It expresses through his character of who he is and to the people around him.
Tipperary is small, but we do a big work because people are coming to know Jesus. They're giving their life to him. There's a faithfulness from people that want to know him better.
The peace that God has given me since that I come off drugs is unmatched. all matched. Like, my head was always overthinking everything. It was always chaos. I was angry. So to have that peace in me now is massive. To have a good relationship now with my kid and to bring him up in a Christian lifestyle is another big one.
Praying about the future for me would be to find someone that I can pass the baton of faith to, but also help our church position itself where their job is to plant the next church. That's the idea.
It's really difficult in Ireland in the way things are right now. But our God is an awesome God. He can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants.
I'm Shaun Abrahams. I'm a church planter in Ireland. We need people who will come and share their lives with the people here. The Bible says that Satan has put a barrier, a veil over their minds and their hearts so that they cannot see Jesus in all of his glory. And that's the goal for us. Our goal, if you're keen on coming to Ireland, your goal, my goal, is to help our people here in Ireland see the glory of Jesus truly is, and that the lies that they've been told for all these years has blinded them to the glory of who Jesus is.